Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are watching the big time stock market crash, of course. Maybe a little bit of a recovery, at least within the last few hours I've seen via the crypto markets. We'll see if that holds or not, see if we can establish some sort of bottom, hopefully, and really understand this is all going to help Trump. Whether you want to say it's Kamala's fault, it's not. Democrats will say no, it's world instability. Republicans obviously will say there's a number of Democratic policies and the lack of the Inflation Reduction Act working, along with just the idea of, let's be honest, Biden being a total pushover, which potentially has caused the major instability within the world with Russia invading Ukraine, with what China is trying to do to Taiwan, and with all of the Middle East crap. The Middle East scares the hell out of me, guys. It really does, because are we really going to live in a world where the Middle East starts World War III? Are we seriously trending to that direction? Because it feels like whenever there's something that happens in the Middle East, it's like even more so than Russia invading Ukraine, like the way the markets react, it is just a dystopian nightmare. So I'm very worried about the Middle East. I don't think World War III is going to happen right now. Obviously, it seems like we were closer to it back when the Palestine-Israel situation war broke out. Same thing with Russia-Ukraine. But right now, there are a number of things that are contributing to this. And I do think when it comes to the overall polls and the reaction from many independent people, it is going to be extremely pro-Trump. And I think the polls are going to reflect that within the next few weeks based on what's happened. The pick by Kamala Harris is going to be completely mute. I would say it's really not going to matter. It's not going to give her any momentum. The big story today is the stock market crash. It does seem like she's going to be choosing between Shapiro or Walz for VP, possibly today. But we are going to be going over, I'm going to take a look at the recent polls. People saying, Kamala Harris possibly leading the Real Clear Politics average. Of course, if it's decided within 1 point, whether it's Trump or Harris, it's really anecdotal. It doesn't matter. It's within the margin of error. But you can see, OMG, Kamala is so brat. And yeah, this like meme thing, I guess video meme you want to call it. Is that what we're calling this type of stuff? I think this is just AI. And you can see them just going by. Looks like Detroit. No, I'm kidding. But, look at, oh my God, she said brat. She said, oh my God, Trump racist. Oh my God, OMG. OMG, Trump's a racist. OMG, insurrection. Oh my God, insurrection. OMG, phone. OMG, they hate women. OMG, feminism. That's the problem. That's what we're dealing with. And that's why you hope a lot of these young people that are, no, they're high IQ voters. They go to college. They're baristas. They're very high IQ, guys. Remember that. But of course, they're probably going to blame Trump for the economy crash, not Biden or Harris. Or really, it doesn't matter. It's just all fear-mongering. They play to the idea that Trump's a racist, that, they're going to save people, they're going to give minorities a voice, things like that. So this is the Trump v. Harris polling average right now. This is based off of the past few polls. You do have Rasmussen kind of holding Trump up right now, I would say, although there is another Harvard-Harris poll that has Trump up by 4, to be fair. Some of these polls are very close, basically ties right here. You did have the one Harris poll +4 from a few days ago, but certainly I do think the Rasmussen one that's now out of the aggregate was +7. CNN is scheduled to do another poll, I would imagine, soon. The last one had Trump +3. That one was about a week and a half ago. So I would imagine when some of these new polls come out, who also has to do another poll? When some of these new polls, Quinnipiac does, so we'll have to see with that. CBS just released a new one with Harris +1. What was the last CBS? Trump +3. It's a 4-point swing. It is just, look, when it comes to polls, there's only so much you can analyze. It's like, whatever. Who really, if we went into election day with these numbers, I would feel extremely confident with Trump. And I think it's only going to get better. But just the idea that Harris is improving while doing literally nothing. With this Democratic apparatus, I could be the nominee and I could go up by like 20% just by existing, just by calling myself a brat and saying I love trans people and saying we're going to import more people into the country. But no. Now the Democrats are saying they're going to be tough on the border. Yeah, no, they'll be tough on the border. They're just incentivized to let in as many people as possible. And Elizabeth Warren has come out and said they want the 10 million illegals to have a pathway to citizenship. They need the illegals so bad. Look at the electoral votes. California, with everyone leaving. This is the thing with Gavin Newsom. It comes out that Gavin Newsom is now going to clean up the streets. Well, why is he doing that? I think the top Democrats probably went to him and said, this is ridiculous. Your state is so bad and you're such a horrible governor. We are literally losing electoral votes from California because of how bad you are. And you've got Texas and Florida gaining electoral votes. Seriously, I think that's probably what happened. So, like, Gavin Newsom, people are like, yeah, he's finally cleaning up the street. I honestly think it's probably because they're losing electoral votes because they're losing population. That's how horrible these Democratic governors are. New York is losing population. Illinois is losing population. Oregon is going to lose some population when it comes to potential congressional seats by 2030. So all of these big-time Democrat states are losing population, and they're all these people are moving to Florida. They're all moving to Texas. Tennessee is getting a lot of people. Believe it or not, South Dakota, Idaho, they're all gaining population. These are all conservative states. It's really not surprising. Of course, the people that move there will still vote Democrat and call Republicans racist. That's perfectly fine, but they want to live with us. It's funny how that works. But either way, recently you can see Trump sitting +7 if you expand it to everyone. And by the way, guys, this is another thing, and you could say, well, this is false or whatever. RFK is taking into a chunk of Trump's support. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I've seen some polls where you expand it from just a head-to-head to the five-way, and you include Stein and West. We know Stein and West are not going to be taking any of Trump's support, but Kennedy, it's not just this aggregate, national average or anything like that. When you look at some of the states as well, if Trump really needs Kennedy to drop out, this is not a very good development. I know people keep saying Kennedy is helping Trump. Right now, there's no way you can say that. Now, I also won't say for certainty he's hurting Trump, because these polls are they're very close. One of them shows Kennedy helping Trump. The next two show Kennedy hurting Trump. The next one, so it's like they go back and forth. But more so recently, it seems like Kennedy is taking more Trump votes away rather than Harris. For whatever that's worth, I know people think, well, Kennedy's more left. Some people say he's more right. I think he's probably a decent independent if liberals think he's more conservative, if Republicans think he's more liberal. But it's very important for Trump to get Kennedy to drop out of this race. And maybe that's me overreacting. Maybe it's just random 5 or 6 polls, whatever. Harris has all this hype right now. It's going to die down, especially with the stock market crash, things like that. But I think Trump could really use Kennedy to drop out possibly in September, and that would be something, endorsing Trump, and then he gets a cabinet position in Trump's administration. That's what we would hope. But that's, you can see when you bring everyone else in, Harris goes to +0.5 point, although there's not as much polling data there. At least it doesn't look like there's as much polling data there. Did they take Oh, no, there's a new Rasmussen. See, that's an interesting thing. Rasmussen had Trump +7. Their recent update has Trump +1. And it does have Kennedy with gaining 1 extra point there as well, but really with Harris surging in that Rasmussen poll. So that is interesting. But again, I already thought the Harris hype was fake. Now that the stock market, the crash, really it just comes down to the narrative. We don't even need a crazy, ridiculous. I mean, we've already gotten a historic crash, NASDAQ down however much it is, like I think 10 points or I mean, we've kind of already gotten. We already have gotten a historic crash with NASDAQ down 1,000 points. That hasn't happened ever, they're saying, when it comes to that. And then, I'll take a look at the recent polls just to update the latest polls. And then maybe I'll look at some of the articles as well. Monday, the recent poll that came out, Harris, Trump head-to-head, Harris +1. You include everyone, Harris +2. Biden, I wonder if Biden's approval rating is actually going up. The reason that would be the case, it kind of stagnated, it looks like. I mean, look at this. It was going up pretty significantly. And it's crazy how Biden gets rewarded for how bad he is. So this is what happened. I'll just give the summary. So Biden was so horrible at his job. Number one, he didn't even want to leave. It's all come out now. Biden is doing this unselfish thing by dropping out. No, they had to blackmail him with the 25th Amendment. This was not something where Biden's like, oh, I'm honorable, I can't serve anymore, I get it, I'll leave. It was even worse than that, to where Biden had to be basically forced out by Nancy Pelosi. Now you've got Nancy Pelosi saying that Biden should be on Mount Rushmore. I'm not even kidding you. Obviously, it's a joke. She knows it's ridiculous, but still. But this is how bad Biden is. They're rewarding Biden for admitting he sucks and that he can't win in 2024. So now Democrats are like, oh, now we approve you because you admit you suck and you can't win. And you're not, and oh, you're unselfish, when really, he's not unselfish at all. Again, they were going to blackmail him. That's the only reason he dropped out. Why do you think he said 10 times on X, his account said, I'm staying in the race, I'm running, it's me, me, me. Now, a lot of that was probably Jill and Hunter having influence over that, but still, but it does look like his approval or disapproval has kind of stagnated after, I mean, it had a nice surge. What was the surge there in terms of it? About a 2-point surge. I mean, maybe almost 2.5, 3-point surge for Biden in terms of approval. Possibly, though, you are getting a few polls now back down to -21, -18. You still got that one -7, so that's helping things in terms of it being in the just the average there. That's going to help stuff. And then obviously, when you look at all of this stuff like crime, inflation, immigration, crime. No, crime is down. Yes, no, it's the same. It's the same thing with the stock market being up. Guys, I know how to get crime down. Let's just let's just tell the counties and the municipals not to report their crime numbers. Oh my God, that's going to bring crime down. And we can say that crime is down. It's just like if we just print another $3 trillion, everyone can be a millionaire and the stock market's going to go through the roof. Oh my God. But see, this is what they do. This is just ridiculous. I don't know how you can even come close. And I understand Democrats, it's partisan, but even still, man, 33% somehow approve of. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be greedy. The spread is -30, but it is crazy. All right, let's get to some of these actual articles, or maybe they don't have them here. No, I think I'd have to go to their sites, or maybe it's through this. See what the articles are saying. Japanese stock market crash as global market rout intensifies. Some other stuff. Harris wants you to forget for what? Oh yeah, Harris has completely pivoted on basically everything, by the way, literally everything. And I know it's a national campaign. When you're running for governor in a liberal California, it's going to be different, but it is pretty remarkable. And even CNN was talking to a Harris strategist about how she's flipped on basically everything. And the strategist said she's evolved. Of course, that's not it at all. She's running a national campaign, so she has to be more conservative to try to appeal to independents. She was voted the most liberal governor in 2019. We do not elect people like that. She's not evolving her thoughts. She's literally forced to change them. Otherwise, she'll have no chance to win the election. That's really what's going on. But I love the swing. She's evolved. Yes, she wanted to defund the police in 2020. It's perfectly fine. She's evolved past that. She loved illegal immigration. She wanted people that were serial killers to vote in general elections. She said that to Don Lemon, and even Don Lemon was like, what are you talking about, sweetie? He's like speechless. And just an update, when it comes to the betting, the Democratic VP nominee, it looks like it's about 70-30, Shapiro leading right now. I do wonder if they might hold off because of the stock market situation right now to picking Shapiro and announcing him. But originally it was leaked that it was supposed to come today, so we will see on that. President winner, you do have Trump sitting at 54% right now, kind of holding at a 10-point lead. Recently, we've seen, obviously, he came down a bit, but still with around a 10-point lead in terms of that. Biden finishing his term, 78% chance. J.D. Vance replaced as Republican nominee, 10% chance. Kamala Harris dropping out of the race, 8% chance. Bernie Sanders endorsing Kamala Harris, a 17% chance. Kamala announcing VP pick by August 7th, so by Wednesday, 98% chance. So it's coming soon, they're saying, probably today again. Iran military to respond by August 12th, 80% chance. Oh, good. That's great to see. Iran military to respond by Tuesday, 27% chance. Georgia winner, basically Republicans 60-40 right now. Trump's stream with Aiden Ross on today, I guess, 99% chance. Kind of random there. Yeah. But either way, guys, those are just some fun things to look at. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.